What's up, everyone? Today we're going to review the F1 Bahrain qualifying 2024. The main takeaways we got from this qualifying. F1 is back, baby. This is our first official session where it counts towards the race. Qualifying is back, the first qualifying, and it was super exciting. You never get over the feeling of qualifying. There's pretty crazy things happening. Like Alpine is P19 and P20, the slower than every single car on the grid, slower than the Alfa Romeo, and I'm sorry, I meant Kick, Sauber, and the Haas and the RB, which is so crazy because to think that, I mean, yes, last year Gasly qualified 20th, but I think Alcott qualified around the 10, 11, 12, around there. And so, maybe they just bad in qualifying in Bahrain, so they will. And as we know, Gasly finished at P9 in Bahrain, and Alcott got 20 penalties. It's still super surprising that both cars finished at P19 and P20, and they've gone so far back from where they used to be. Ryan Reynolds ain't gonna be happy about that, man. I'm already thinking about what is my investment. Next takeaway for that was surprising, but not as surprising as Yuki Tsunoda outqualified Ricardo for where he finished P11 and Ricardo finished P14. I don't know. Maybe it's just rustiness. Like maybe it's just first race or so. I mean, Ricardo's usually better in the race. Well, in terms of AlphaTauri, but he used to be also a good qualifier. So I don't know. But the one thing is for sure that for him to gain that Paris spot, he cannot be doing this. He's got to be out qualifying Yuki consistently, and he's not doing it. So let's see in the race if he turns this around. But that was that was a big surprise that Yuki out qualified him. Next up, we have Logan Sargent. I mean, that's not as big a surprise that Logan Sargent finished P18 and Alexander Albon finished P13. I was a little surprised because I thought that Logan would have you know taken a step ahead and at least qualified near Albon like he usually did, which was 13 and 14. Like he usually just finished right below Albon, which is still respectable, but to be P18, something's gotta change, Logan. This is a year. If he doesn't change or something, and there's no way that Williams keeps him on again. And I do get that he made a mistake. So I do get it was not because of a pace. Because he screwed up. He did a mistake in one of his laps, and then I think he got impeded or something by Hamilton. I don't know. Someone on Twitter was saying that he got impeded by the last day, but the fact that he made a mistake in his the lap that could have gotten him out of Q1 means that he needs to step it up. This is he should make sure this is the only bad qualifying he does, and he has to out qualify Albon at least once. Come on, Logan, what's happening? Anyway, that's it for him. That is a big surprise all around. Now we get into the top 10 because not at all surprising that Alonso finished ahead of Stroll. Stroll is not a rookie, so you don't expect him to There's no change there. It's just Alonso's in 6th and Stroll is in 12th. And what is surprising is the people in the top 10, which is, I'm going to talk first about McLaren, because McLaren is 7th, and 8th. We would that is a little bit surprising. I mean, one, Lando Norris kind of did bottle it, because I'll put it up on the screen, but literally, Lando Norris had except for the first sector, Lando Norris was quicker than Max in all the other sectors. So I mean, he just bottled the first sector. So I mean, seventh, that McLaren car was faster than seventh today. Another Lando Norris bottle. Who knows? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Guys, don't hate me. It's just jokes. But the fact is that that was a surprising qualify for McLaren. Eighth, Oscar Piastri. Yeah, Oscar Piastri's not like up to the level of Lando Norris as of yet. Some people were thinking he was going to take a step ahead, but I don't know. I think it's going to be like last year again, where he's just going to have some surprise performances, like the sprint when he had. He's just going to have like some surprise performances, but I think Norris still will have him next year. Though next year is where I fully expect Oscar Piastri to get back in to get like at least on level with Lando or higher. But again, this is all first qualifying, so we don't know as of yet, where everyone is. This could have just I mean, this is like the first qualify for everyone. For all I know, next qualifying, everything's different. Stroll is ahead of Alonso. Next up is the Mercedes. Okay. Hamilton, I don't know what happened with him. He's P9, whereas George Russell is P3. So it's not the car's fault that uh, 6 places behind his teammates. But it begs the question of how does that happen? Because Lewis Hamilton used to be one of the best qualifiers. That's what he was known for. He was good at qualifying and he was good at racing. But like he wasn't a bad person. Like he wasn't a bad at qualifying. And like a common debate with like Michael Schumacher versus Lewis Hamilton is like Lewis Hamilton would have outqualified Schumacher, but Schumacher would have raced been better in the race. But as of late, P9, and he did say like in an interview that he did compromise his race for. I mean, he did compromise his quality by making his car better for race, but I think that's either a lie or he's stupid because because like literally everyone can see that that would not work, that doesn't work nowadays, where like because like back when 2014 2021 before that does work, because the regulations in 2014 to 2021 was like each like position was like different from a second. Like the gaps between the driver positions were like a second or higher. Like people, like it was very like the like from 1 to 10th was like 10 seconds difference, whereas now 1 to 10th is like 1 second difference. So like you could like compromise your qualifying and for your race, because you wouldn't have lost that many positions. You'd have only lost like maybe 1 position instead of 6 positions. So either he's lying that he compromises qualifying for race, or that's just a terrible strategy that he did, and he doesn't realize that now Lewis Hamilton, instead of finishing P3 or P4, which means he could fight for a podium place. Now he's finishing he's starting P9, and he will have to work up against the McLarens, the Aston Martins, and Sergio Perez, and it's highly unlikely he's going to get to the podium place. So he's doing a fight for no reason. So I don't know what his plan is, but it's not a good plan. Finally, let's talk about the Ferraris. Charles Leclerc P2, Carlos Sainz P4. Charles Leclerc did kind of bottle. I did call Lando Norris, so I can't say that Charles Leclerc. But although, to be honest, it wasn't really his fault, except him not disobeying team orders, because in Q1, what he said made perfect sense. Was in Q1 when they went out, and Charles was on the radio saying, "No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go out because we're safe, and ruin another tires." And so they didn't listen, and which people keep on saying that, oh, he should just disobey, but that's not how it works in F1. I guarantee you, Max Verstappen says, "I don't want to do it," and Red Bull wants to do it, he will still go out. But but the difference is Red Bull actually doesn't make that mistake, so you will never see that. And then and then and honestly, it wasn't really a mistake because literally every single person went out in qualifying except for Carlos Sainz. So it wasn't really a mistake to hang Ferrari over, but that still. So in Q3 they were on a used set of tires for the first set, and it ruined his preparation time for the second set because you need that what's it called, perfect, like flow, perfect style, that as I said. So he could have gotten P1, and he in Q2 his time on Q2 was faster than Max Verstappen's time, pole position time in Q3. So that is what it is. But P2 is still really good, and Carlos Sainz got P4. Outqualified his teammate. It's showing that all those commentators in the box don't know anything. Because that's what I want to talk about. That was the most insane thing I saw. I heard when I was watching the qualifying. It was insane. I haven't heard that much bias. I mean, I know they are biased to British people, but that was crazy how they were saying, oh, in Q2 when he was going out, this is what was happening. um Here's my reaction to it. In fact, what the hell is these commentators saying? Do they not see the times Leclerc's out in front of Sainz, and I was in luck? Sure, but he usually doesn't get ahead of Carlos in Q1. He was just and they're blaming that on why he was irritated in the first Q1, not that they nearly wasted the tires. What the hell? What am I listening to? It was just insane. So what they said was, oh, Charles Leclerc is getting really angry because in Q1 he was really angry because Sainz was besting him. He had a time higher on the board, and that alone should just be like, huh? Do you not understand a single thing about Formula One? It was clear to see that on the radio, he was angry because he didn't want to go out and waste his tires because he was safe. If he was angry because Carlos was he had faster time in Q1. First of all, Q1, not Q3. Q1. Don't you think he'd be like, yeah, let's go, do another lap so I can beat Carlos? Why would he be saying, no, I don't want to do another lap? If Carlos was ahead of him, is it possible that he didn't really care about Carlos's lap in Q1? And then also, them saying oh, he was quicker in free practice and testing. And you do realize that it's free practice. Literally no one cares about free practice times except the commentators. They think that Charles was doing different runs than Carlos and wouldn't be doing the same things. And so free practice times don't really matter. You never know if they're fastest or not. Think of free practice. If we go by free practice results, Hamilton should be up there in P1 and P2 and P3, because he was fastest in FP2. Or Verstappen should not be pole because they weren't the fastest in free practice at all. So you see how it makes no sense, what they're saying. It's clear as day that this is gonna keep on happening because either because of his father's connection or someone's paying him money because just to get, they gotta try their absolute best to get him a job, so that's why they're giving him props. And then while they are saying all that stuff, Charles had a faster time than Carlos on the board. So like, and Charles was angry that someone was stopping in the pit lane, like any normal driver does, because he wants to get on with it. And they were saying that he's angry because of Carlos, when literally at that time he was faster than Carlos. So he had a faster lap. So it boggling my mind how they could just keep on saying that, because like all you had to do was look at the lap times and you would see that it was that's not true at all. And the lap time and you could also look at the tire compound, because apparently they thought that Charles was on a newer set of tires than Carlos, when no, they weren't. They were on the same tire lap old tires as each other. So again, spouting fake nonsense for these Carlos fans to go and see, this is why Charles is fast. See, it's not because Carlos was slower, but we all know Carlos was so slow. But anyway, aside from that, Charles got P2 and Carlos got P4, and now Ferrari has good race pace, and so but Mercedes also has good race pace. I do expect Mercedes and Ferrari. It's Max Verstappen gonna roll out into the sunset, but the battle between Leclerc and Russell, and maybe even Sainz, I don't know, and Sergio Perez, top 5, 2 to 5 is gonna be an intense battle. We shall see who it is. I fully expect Perez like to get to P2 unless he makes a horrible mistake, which sometimes he does, you know. But I do expect Charles, like, if it's only, I think for Charles and George, it's whoever gets a better start off of the few laps will take it. But George Russell and Carlos would be like interesting battle. And yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting qualifying, except not that surprising towards the end, but still pretty exciting. Also, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. How is Sergio Perez coming P5? He's starting off worse than last year, where he was P2 in Bahrain. You know, so the fact that he's starting off P5 in a track that he was good at last year, you know, does that mean we're gonna see even a worse Sergio Perez than last year? That's just crazy. You know, so maybe P2 is up for grabs. You know, we shall see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share, and have a great day.